Hey guys, I'm doing yet another different camera angle view today because I'm doing this on my desk, so hopefully the lighting is okay. But I wanted to do a video about the new Kat Von D, I guess this is called the Vegan Love palette. It really grabbed my attention because it's got a lot of bright colors in it, and I really love bright colored eyeshadows. I guess the whole thing about this, like it says on the back, Kat's brightest ever vegan shades. There's a big misconception that vegan makeup can't be high performance, and Kat Von D Beauty is here to change that. We love animals just as much as we love makeup, which is why we never stop pushing the boundaries to create the most perfect products imaginable. So for every palette sold, they donate 20% of the price to Mercy for Animals, which is an international non-profit organization dedicated to preventing cruelty to animals. When I ordered this, I did it as soon as it came out, and there were no reviews on Sephora because that's where I ordered it from. And now there's a whole bunch that say like it's a chalky mess and it's horrible and everything. But I'm going to give you my take on it here. So the first thing I noticed when I opened it, it has a really piece of my hair just went flying over here. It has a really cute heart-shaped mirror on the inside, which you will see, but it also has a sticker right here that says best applied with fingers, which as soon as I saw that I was like, great, these aren't gonna pick up on a brush. They're gonna be like what do you call it, shadows that I can only use on my lids because you like as an all over lid shade or something, because you can't really blend them or do much. So Aiden, what are you playing with? One second, I can hear his computer making noises. So you have a few neutral colors and then some bright colors. I really liked that there was a red because I just have this thing about red eyeshadow. I really love it. So I am going to swatch these with my finger, and I'll show you what happens when you swatch it with a brush. If I have one over here, let's see. So this is a brush I like to do swatches with a lot. This is just a, where is this from? Coastal Scents. It's a kind of stiff, like domed blending brush. So I'll start with this Compassion color, which is a gold. And because of the, I can't really explain the texture of them. They're very hard pressed in the pan, but they pick up okay on your fingers. See, it doesn't pick up that great on the brush. And it doesn't like transfer hardly any pigment with the brush. So that's why I'm gonna do these with my fingers, because it says best applied with fingers anyway. Let me close this door so you don't hear his computer game in there. Alright, so that is like a bummer that you're not going to be able to use brushes with them like to blend or anything, because they hardly show up when you go to use a brush. But Compassion is a gold. It's just like a straight up gold shade, yellowy gold. See, it swatches beautifully with your finger. Then we have Activist, that's a bright yellow. And another thing to mention about this that I should have said first is that there's no mattes in here. So these are just all shimmers. You're gonna have to grab a single eyeshadow or another palette to get any matte shades to go with them. So I'm personally not someone that will do like an all matte look or an all shimmer look. But I mean, the last palette she had that came out, the Lolita one, was all mattes. But none of those colors really go with these. So then we have Sentient. This one's like a copper. Actually, I don't know how I would describe this one. It's not really coppery. It's more of like an orangey. It's not copper enough to call it copper, put it that way. Almost like a peachy copper. I guess I'll go with that. But that one's really pretty. And then Species is a really dark brown with some gold in it. Again, shimmery. They're all like shimmery metallic. So that's that first upper row here. That is like a very fall color palette to me. I like that a lot, those 4 colors together. So I'll wipe those off. Come off relatively easily. That was 2 swipes with a baby wipe. I guess I'll do, like, I'll go these 3 and then these 3. I'm gonna do the red last because the red stains, and if I do that one, like, right now, it's gonna be all over my hand and mess with the other swatches. So, Liberation, whoops. Liberation is a black with gold sparkles. This is exactly like the shade Black Flame Candle that I made in my Hocus Pocus palette. The Sanderson Sisters palette, it looks just like that one. And then Earthling is a green. And actually this one looks like the Winifred green from my Sanderson Sisters palette. So that's the green. Really pretty, nice, like, vibrant green. That one doesn't really have any sparkle in it. It's more of just a straight up metallic. And then we have Sanctuary, which is a blue, like a cornflower blue. That's actually really pretty. Kind of like not your average blue color that you'll usually see if they stick a blue in a palette. And then, oh, see, I was gonna do it that, never mind, I'll just do the red last anyway. So Equality, this is probably my favorite color in here. This is a very, like, peachy champagne, kind of sheer, but not really. It's more of like a highlighter shade, I would say. Very pretty, though. So that's the 4 middle colors. And out of those, the green stained a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. Nothing too terrible. I'm just going to take another wipe to it. And then these bottom 2 here, we have Empathy, which is a sort of iridescent purple. That one's actually pretty good. I know her purples have been, like, disappointing lately. In, like, the holiday palette, there was a couple purples that were bleh, but that one's pretty decent. It's got, like, a bluish duochrome to it. And then Mercy is a really pretty, it's not a straight-on red. It's like a pinky red. But it definitely stains, and I'll show you guys once I wipe my hand. So those are the last 2 colors. And I would assume that it stains because it is more of a dye than it's more of a dye than a mica powder or anything, because what I know from making my own cosmetics is that a lot of reds have carmine in it, which is made from, like, beetle shells, so it can't be classified as vegan. So they have to use, like, red dyes instead. I'm actually gonna look at the ingredients. There's no ingredients on the back of this. Are they on the... I was gonna say, they gotta have the ingredients somewhere. They're on the box. Yeah, mica, dimethicone. I'd assume because of the dimethicone. Yeah, every shade has dimethicone in it. That's probably why they're not picking up well on a brush, because dimethicone is a very, like, it's a binding ingredient that sort of makes it, I don't even know how to describe it. It makes it so that when you go to pick it up on a brush, it does exactly how I showed you, and it doesn't want to pick up on the brush, but it will pick up nicely on your finger. Because it almost makes it like a creamier consistency. That's the word I was looking for. A creamier consistency, so it's not as powdery and loose in the pan and doesn't want to pick up on the brush as well. So yeah, Mercy has mica, dimethicone, synthetic fluorphalogapite. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I have some mica powders that have that in it too. And then capric triglyceride, which is just fractionated coconut oil, and zinc stearate. So the fact that it has fractionated coconut oil and dimethicone in it is why it's so like, they're all like creamy and hard pressed in the pan and apply much better with your finger than with a brush, because those are both binding agents. When I make eyeshadows and stuff, I only use, what do you call it? I only use the fractionated coconut oil as my binder. Sometimes I will use both, but dimethicone just tends to, while it makes it very smooth and like creamy, it doesn't make it work good with brushes when you're trying to apply and blend and everything. So like, even if you do get it to pick up well on a brush, it's going to want to just stick in one place and not blend out well, so you'll have like a splotch of color and then it won't blend. So that's a downfall of ingredients like that. But I'm just blabbing on now. I thought I would tell you guys about the palette because it just came out, and I usually get asked a lot about my opinions on new Kat Von D stuff because I do review all of her palettes. Even though I'm not the hugest fan anymore, I still enjoy the makeup. So that is what I got. That is what I had to review today. I love the artwork. I love any type of tattoo artwork, and I still really enjoy her as an artist. What else was I gonna say? I will show you real quick what else I got with this order. I had, I believe this was one of the 100-point perks, the Ciat glitter flip. I've never tried one of these, so I wanted to try one out, and this is the color Infamous. So let's see what it looks like actually. These are like the liquid lipsticks that you put on and then press your lips together and they get all glittery. Doesn't smell like anything, but it's like a mauve color. Might be a little bit darker than what I usually like to wear, but we will see. And then I'll wipe this off before it dries, and then I won't be able to get it off. I actually don't know if this is one of those ones that like dries and it's completely budge proof, but it came right off my hand, so that's a good thing. Alright, and then I got this little, I had a coupon code or promo code, whatever they call it, for this little Tarte bag. And what comes in here, there's a little smooth operator powder, the Amazonian clay finishing powder. I've had samples of this before. I don't use this stuff, so that's probably either gonna go in a giveaway or I'll put it on Depop or something. One of their mascaras, it's called Gifted. Never tried this, but I love trying new mascaras. And the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara is like one of my all-time favorite mascaras. So let's see what the... Yeah, it's got a decent sized wand. So I'm excited to try that out. I already did my makeup today, or I would use it today. And then an Amazonian clay blush in the color Idol. Actually, is this a blush? Because it looked... I think this is one of their blushes, but it's kind of more highlighter-ish. It's like a peach shimmer shade. Let's see. Yeah, that's really pretty. Ooh. I like that color a lot. So I don't think I've ever had a Tarte highlighter. I really like their Amazonian clay blushes, but I've never had like a highlighter shade one. So that's the stuff I got from my little Sephora order. I had no idea that palette was coming out. I just got a, where did I see it? On Jen Loves Reviews Makeup Minute. I saw that and then I was like, oh, it's already out. So I went and ordered it the other day and then it came today. So I figured I would do a video right away to show you guys, tell you my thoughts on it. So as I was saying, the reviews on Sephora, there's a bunch of them saying that it's like hard, chalky, no pigment at all. The palette is all shimmers. Well, yeah, that's obvious from looking at it. Not as pigmented unless you layer and layer. I think that might be coming from people not paying attention to the fact that you can't really use a brush with it. It says right on it, best applied with fingers. So I do appreciate that they put that, because if you were to go into this just using brushes, you're gonna be really disappointed. But I didn't find them to be unpigmented at all. Like the purple isn't that great, but all the other ones were what have come to expect from Kat Von D shadows. So do with that information what you will. I don't mind this palette. I'm excited to play around with it more and get to use it some more, but I hope you guys enjoyed my little swatch video, and I will see you next time.